Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Last episode of 2023. So, this is a very exciting episode. It's just a roundup of the whole year, what's happening, what happened, and what to expect in 2024. That's very important. We'll be joined in a few minutes with Tay to analyze the latest of this month, this year, to analyze a little bit of what happened and how we can definitely learn and then prepare for 2024. I think it's an important episode for us to all know what's happening and then how we can prepare ourselves. As every time, let's welcome Tay because he's been sick for a while. So, welcome Tay on board, and then you are much better.
Good afternoon, Rudy. Good afternoon, everyone watching us. It's week 52. We're approaching the last week of the year. And as the crypto markets are still giving some fuel to the uptrend we are looking at right now, Bitcoin is $43,159.80. Ethereum is still holding the 2000 plus levels, trading at 2372. Solana is continuing for the third week in a row to outperform major digital assets, including Bitcoin, with a rise in 32% from week to week. Now it's trading at 106. Last week we were together, it was around $70. Now we're seeing it at 106. It's a quite impressive run for Solana. XRP still under a dollar, 0.65, and the major cryptocurrencies have done some, I would say, moderate gains. Uniswap is in the top 20, doing 21% from week to week. Solana flipped XRP, and now it's trading at the top five coins, so it's the number five. And one important announcement they made this week, Rudy, was they are going to issue now USDC on Solana network. So USDC, or the stable coin issued by Circle, is no longer only limited to Ethereum and Avalanche and a few other chains, but now it's coming on Solana. This is I would say, a major win for Solana, and it's driving more and more adoption. Will it compete with the Ethereum, and will the total value lock or the TVLs, where the money is pooled and we see the entry of decentralized finance, will it outperform Ethereum? This is one of 1x uh, predictions for 2024, which we will get into later.
Great. Today we don't have an agenda as usual. It's just a chit chat. We take your questions and then try to a little bit try to see what's happening. I myself super happy about Solana's jump. I'm waiting for others to really go forward. Um, I it's not that I believe in Solana, but at least it's a similar thing to what Ethereum is like trying to do in a different way, but in that mindset of achievements on the blockchain, not just on the cryptocurrency side. So it's really important to, again, do your research. Don't follow us. This is not a trading advice. Whatever we say today is simply our own analysis as usual. So make sure always to not fall a victim of impersonation and other stuff. Last week we had a fellow member in one of those groups who lost a lot of money in trading, not just sorry in trading, in investing in a company where that company had everything right, and then after the first investment round, they just disappeared. So always, again, watch out who are the owners, the founders, what are their previous success stories. This is very important so that you don't fall on a rug or pull, or on a high uh, way to fraud or any other ways. So always watch out your investments. There's some other alerts from the ledger itself. So watch out that you have not connected any DApp related to those that are in hacked, or they have some connections to the hacking. So with that, let's move on. I'm gonna put some Christmassy vibe in the background for some chestnuts, and let's roll.
Thank you, Rudy, again, and good afternoon, everyone watching Crypto Talks. We're coming towards end of the year, as we mentioned in week 52. Majorly, most of the media outlets were looking at predictions on what's going to happen in crypto 2024. I want first to go in the predictions that mainly investment institutions had in 2023. Top three predictions were that Ripple will lose its court with the SEC. This prediction, as we all know, came out to be false. And Ripple in 2023 did a major win against, I would say, unfair regulatory circumstances, and they won against the SEC in their famous Ripple lawsuit, where Ripple was going to be pointed or painted as a security, therefore putting the company, putting the project, putting the teams, putting the investors in Ripple at risk. This came with a positive outcome, and we saw a rally happen on Ripple in 2023. The second prediction that I would say fell short as well this year was that in the first quarter of the year, in 2023, Bitcoin will trade at 10K. This prediction did not come true because in the first quarter of 2023, the Bitcoin was trading between I think 14 to $16,000, and the upcoming winter that many were promoting for towards the end of 2022, with a wave of bankruptcies happening in the crypto space, did not come true as well. 2023 was a great year for digital assets. Bitcoin won more than 170% in this year. And we had, I think, as well, a great year for other cryptocurrencies, including Ethereum, Solana, and the list goes on. Um, Third prediction that did not come true this year, that Brazil will emerge as a major crypto-friendly country in the world. This did not happen as well. Dubai emerged as the most crypto-friendly country in the world, mainly as well due to the openness and the friendliness of the regulatory policies they put. And I would say as well the straightforward and transparent way of setting them up. There was no extensive and complicated procedures. Crypto projects and crypto companies are able to fall under different categories easily in Dubai and in United Arab Emirates in general. Another prediction that did not come through: a new decentralized stablecoin will reach $1 billion in market cap in 2023. This did not happen. Major stablecoins are still relying on centralized institutions. Tether is running the show behind USDT, and Circle is running the show behind USDC. In 2023, we saw the depeg of USDC for a couple of days during the weekend in the incident that we all remember, where one of the major banks in the United States was about to default, and Circle had some dollars saved in that bank and therefore could not access it anymore. This was again for a temporary short period of time. It happened over a weekend, and Monday business was back to usual. The government stepped in and helped this defaulting bank. In this story, USDC lost, I think, 20% to 30% of its peg. Speculators who believed in the capacity of Circle to come out Monday financially strong to cover this $1 billion that was stuck in the bank, and I think they came out strong Monday, and the peg went back to 90 cents or 99 cents. This incident was very important and showed the vulnerabilities in stable coins, and that's why Tether stepped up its, I think, regulatory and compliance route this year by adding the Department of Justice of the United States, what we all know for DOG, and the FBI and the Secret Service to the platform. This might not be very welcoming sign for people using cryptocurrencies or specifically USDT on Tether in the Middle East and in countries that are politically opposed or have a conflict of opinion with US policies. So the extensive arm of the US dollar now is reaching into every single phone through USDT, and that's what as well was predicted for the 2024 predictions, that USDT will emerge as one of the strong foreign assets that is linked to the United States dollar and the United States capacity of reaching more and more global economies. As we see as well that in 2023, it was expected that Gary Gensler will resign and leave the SEC. This did not happen. So, sorry, the major five predictions came short in 2023. This is a very important example on why you should not base your financial decisions on simply predictions. And we share the predictions with 2024. Will they come true? Of course, not all predictions came false. Some of them came true, like financial institutions getting more and more scrutinized when they're working in the crypto. One of the predictions in 2023 as well was that Ethereum will be able to withdraw, or ETH users will be able to withdraw their Ethereum from the beacon chain when they stake their Ethereum. That was as well predicted that there will be a huge growth in the Web3 gamers, and this happened in 2023. And as well, of course, the most important prediction that Van Eck has made during this year, that crypto will reach its all-time high for 2023 in Q4, and that truly happened. Now, for 2024, what we are looking at, the predictions for 2024, they say, first thing that we should know, 2024, there will be 40 elections around the globe in 40 countries. This means more than 45% of the world population will be engaged in voting on regulation or legislation matters. We start with Taiwan in January presidential elections, and we move in the whole year till the most important election, US election in November 2024. At that period of time, it is expected that Bitcoin will peak and will reach its $100,000 mark. Why is that? It's because of the rallying in legislation and in compliance and regulation in the crypto sector, especially in the institutional financial sector, and and the huge demand on money that we're gonna see during those important dates and events. Plus, we're looking at an ETF coming in January. The speculation on the approval on the ETF is yes, it will be approved. Now, imagine the I would say the disappointment when it will not be approved. So nobody can look in the crystal ball and know what will happen on January 11. But during the whole year, crypto is faced with very heavy momental considerations and decisions to make. ETF in January till US presidential elections in November. USDC is gonna take a competing market share with Tether, although now it is somehow competing with Tether, yet still we're gonna see a bigger competition between those two major stable coins. And we're gonna see some new yield being developed in the community in 2024, with Bitcoin being at the center. And this yield, or this um, offers that look like staking EVM compatible coins. This will reflect on Bitcoin, and Bitcoin will be inspired from such movements where yield is being distributed over remittances and over smart contract platforms. The inscriptions and ordinals is just the tip of the iceberg on the innovations that will come on top of Bitcoin network, and people will, especially uh, VCs, institutional firms, they will more and more solidify their positions in owning Bitcoin, either directly by owning it or indirectly through the ETFs. Talk of the year will be Solana. How will it outperform ETH or Ether? This huge computing network, Ethereum, that has become today, will Solana be able to compete with it in terms of total value locked, and how much yield are the both protocols generating for their holders? And finally, the KYC and regulations, where there will come some intersection with the DeFi space. And this is where you know I think a new world as well will emerge that will bring the best out of decentralized finance and the best out of traditional finance into one new, I would say, financial creature that we're gonna see. And I say creature because it will live and grow on on a network as big as a blockchain network. With those predictions, Rudy, it is clear where investors are betting today. They're betting on Bitcoin, they're betting on Ethereum. Both ecosystems is going through a ETF moment, and we're lucky to witness it in a few days. And finally, the halving. This is set in stone. This doesn't need. I didn't mention it in the prediction because we cannot predict that the halving will happen. It will happen. It's certain in the code, and as long as we are breathing, we can witness this moment.
Indeed, I guess it's an interesting time. There's some questions here. Let's try to. There's a lot of Merry Christmases, and the chat is on fire. Thank you, guys. Ripple made it as an opener. Sorry, just let me go back. Ripple made it as an opener to the legal legislation. Indeed. Yeah, and that was, I think, this is John. And this is where things started with Ripple and will continue with others as a stepping stone. Thank you for the festivities. Mirna, Merry Christmas to all. Merry Christmas to Cryptotalks. Marie, thank you again. Happy New Year. Yes, it will be an early Happy New Year for you guys. And then Mary has a good question. Who predicted? Was he on acid?
Yeah,
Because
his
technically he
predictions.
didn't get anything.
Yeah, this those predictions came from a very important financial institution in the space, and it's a big sign that things in crypto are very hands-on, and you cannot really predict in 3 4 days what's gonna happen with a certain ecosystem or a certain event. But there are some major events set in stone, written by code, that do not change. So what we need to do is to take those fixed variables and compare the variables that will be changing with time and how it will affect Bitcoin. Remember, from April halving till November, you have 7 months. It's enough period of time to measure the effect of lack of supply in Bitcoin. And for any reason, the US, I mean, for not any reason, for many reasons, the US elections in 2024 are not going to be smooth as everyone is thinking. So this will put pressure on the overall sentiment in the market that we need a safe haven for our US dollars. After gold, usually retailers, especially small retailers, people who hold cash as well, they prefer to hold Bitcoin. It's much liquid, it's transferable, and I can move it across borders anytime I want.
Indeed. We have further questions regarding ETC. Will that make trillions flow in short period or ATC or
ETC is I think they mean ETH or Ethereum. Again, Bitcoin is not the only coin going through an ETF. Ethereum ETFs might be approved even sooner. It will be a good test on what will it do to Bitcoin. But remember, Bitcoin is a total different story than Ethereum. Different network fundamentals, different teams, different perspective, different use cases as well. So the Bitcoin ETF is going to be I think, spectacular event.
okay? Merry Christmas, Ali. Happy New Year. Would the halving be a good thing or a bad thing?
The halving is a written in code thing. It's a thing that we can change. Whether we like it, we say it's good, or we don't like it and we say it's bad. My opinion and everyone's opinion, with all my respect to everyone's opinion, doesn't matter anymore because we have a specific unchangeable event where the supply of this asset will be cut in half for the next 4 years. Looking at the current fundamentals with less than 6 million coins in circulation, looking at the total number of coins that will ever be mined, today we are at, I think, 18 million coins or 19 million coins. We're quickly approaching the 21 million. So with all these numbers in my hand, I can somehow speculate that there will, with the demand still increasing on an open network that cross borders and can send money from point A to B with by paying peanuts and by having it open 24/7 during weekends, during Christmas, during New Year. So with all these conditions, where would you bet if you want to bet your money? I would say on such an asset, which is called Bitcoin today. So the halving is a bank has a monetary and a financial policy. The government has a fiscal arm and the monetary arm. Bitcoin has a fiscal and monetary policy written in code. And I think, as a fiscal and monetary policy, it's good for this technology to have so that it can perform some of the functionalities of money. And scarcity is, I think, is good for Bitcoin.
Indeed. If regulated in SEC, will that needs us in UAE to regulate?
The
That's a very
UAE
good question.
regulations are, yeah, UAE regulations are in place.
Yeah, but in
And
terms of ETFs, let's say, because
ATFs, yeah, we have to follow the SEC rules. So the
yeah, but this
SEC
is in
governs.
US for US people.
Yes, yes.
So if you want to trade in this, if there's no ETF regulation in UAE or any other countries, technically you cannot touch it. And then in the US, you cannot trade because you're not American. So technically, for
Yes, I mean
outside the US,
there is a way, Rudy, for today foreign investors to invest in U.S. market. In
okay,
general, we're talking about.
as part of
So
stock market and different things.
yeah, even UAE investors, if they want to own stocks in Apple or in Tesla or in something, they can. It's definitely not happening as open and as easy and as accessible when we are going to do that with Bitcoin. Because with Bitcoin, just need to download the wallet and change some dirhams in my pocket to Bitcoin, and voila, I have Bitcoin. You can't do this with a Tesla stock to change directly dirhams in your pocket to a Tesla stock in less than 5 minutes. What can be done is you invest through perhaps foreign entities, and the SEC being the first open entity or globally acclaimed institution, financial institution, traditional financial institution, to offer spot ETFs on Bitcoin, then of course there is money in UAE, there is money in Saudi, there is money in Qatar, there is money in the Gulf regions, and part of this money, I believe, will flow into Bitcoin. In fact, one of the major news I think that we covered in Dex Talks and Crypto Talks this year, 2023, was the visit of the Emir of Qatar to El Salvador. And during this visit, speculation came out that they did talk about Bitcoin, and perhaps we're gonna see very soon that the sovereign wealth fund of Qatar will invest in Bitcoin through bonds or through ETFs or by simply owning it directly. The possibilities are all there. Bitcoin has proved it is one of the best world class assets today, and I'm 50-50 on the ETFs. If they happen, it's good. People perhaps will be able to um, visit the latest all-time high that we had, the 69K. I know a few people who bought Bitcoin at 69K. They're still holding it and they're waiting and hoping that it will go back to 69K so that they can cash out. So will this happen? There's a 50% chance, and there's a 50% chance that no, the ETFs will not happen. And of course, this level that we're seeing of 43,000, this is not a it, I mean, it is too stupid to be financial advice. But if the ETFs are rejected, what will happen with the price? It will drop down, and then an opportunity for people on the sidelines with cash looking to buy Bitcoin at 20K, at 30K, at maybe 9K, 10K, whatever K that you want to buy at. And at both sidelines, Rudy, there are winners. Uh, it's just on how would you what perspective you want to look at it.
Indeed, indeed. Thank you, Tay. Thank you, guys. Have a great end of year in our 206th episode. This is a milestone for us. Again, we celebrated a few weeks ago the 200th episode, and thank you for all of your support and being with us. Don't forget to like and share. This is very important in being there and then trying to help us at least a little bit in spreading the news or spreading across different channels. So with that, if there's no more questions, I'd like Tay to have the wishes, and then I'll have mine, and then we'll take it on from there.
Yeah, thank you, Rudy. It was a lovely year with everyone in 2023. We had we covered some the good news, the bad news, the ugly news. We covered everything. As always, and it sounds repetitive, but please do not click on links that you do not trust. Always make sure that if you're talking to me or to Rudy, that you're talking to the real person. We never ask money on Telegram, we never ask money on WhatsApp. I wish everyone a healthy year, a prosperous 2024. For crypto, it's gonna be a great year. If you haven't dipped your toes in crypto yet, please do that. Take those couple of days to do your own readings, your own research, your own digging in this big world. And of course, Rudy and I are always there to help. Rudy, thank you again. Thank you, Sandy. Thank you, everyone behind the scenes. And we see you definitely in 2024.
Yeah, again, I think as usual, our January is kind of a small holiday for us to recuperate, fine tune, help, relax a little bit out of this chaos world. But maybe if the ETFs are on, and then maybe we'll do an exceptional for January, and then we'll see you back early February, similarly for the last 3 years. So have a great one from us. Have a great season. Enjoy your holidays. Enjoy the loved ones because it end up to being health and prosperity and family. In the end of the day, money can come and go, everything can come and go, but in the end, if the family and your health is not there, uh, what can we do? So with that, this is my end of year wishing. Have a good one from Crypto Talks and DX Talks for this year, and see you in 2024 again. Tay, my wishes also to you. Have a great one, great recovery, and enjoy the rest of the last 4 or 5 days that we have.